Friends, today again I am going to discuss stress and work-life balance part 2. Already I have discussed part 1, in which you have learned how the stress is developed in our day-to-day practices, day-to-day work life, and how the production is affected due to this stress. Today's topic is how to manage this stress, and we will discuss some specific tools how to control this stress. Okay, so stress management. So stress management, how to manage the stress. You know how stress is developed. Stress is developed. Once stress is developed, you have to manage stress because you cannot avoid 100% stress. Already we have discussed. Some stress is positive, and after optimal stresses it is becoming negative. So there has to be some minimum stresses. So you have to be very consistent. Say this is concept of Jin Jiang. They have made one model in which they have shown how stress and relaxation both simultaneously goes together. That is called Jin Jiang model. It is a concept of dualism, describing how opposite or contrary forces may actually be complementary or interconnected. Means stress and relaxation both go together. You cannot avoid 100%. So some point of time this is positive, but after maximum of stresses it becomes negative. So you have to be consistent, be with the moment, enjoy it, and balance stress between. Don't go the extreme limit of that. So how to manage? You can do some sort of exercise, yoga, meditation. So how? Let us have some tools for this. Today's discussion is 888 rules, management of time, Eisenhower matrix, management of energy, passive aggressive model, Pareto's 80-20 principle, saying the art of no, the sunk cost philosophy, and goal setting. So what is stress? Why it is generated? Say I am giving one example. Suppose you want to see one movie from a CD. You put in the laptop and seeing the movie. So here the laptop is your brain, and actual the source of the movie is the CD, and that CD is your mind. Actually, whatever the thoughts generated, near about 70,000 thoughts generated in a day. So these thoughts are generated in mind. So how to control this? What direction these thoughts have to be channelized? That is the function of your brain. So stress is response to stimuli arriving from psychological or physical demand. You can see the function of mind, that is thinking, feeling, and wanting. So sort of thoughts are coming, and that is actually the response to the stimuli around our surroundings. Suppose the CD, once you put inside the laptop, the CD, you need the electrical impulses to electrical current to or charging to run the laptop also. So that is your surrounding. So surrounding actually control your brain, your mind. Ultimately mind is controlled by surroundings, and that thoughts is generated. Once the thought are generated, that brain is channelizing them. So this is mind, thoughts is generated, brain give the motion, and body activate them. Like this thoughts are coming, and this is the thoughts. If the thoughts going in the negative side, that becomes sort of stress. So we have to control. There is a part of mind known as intellect, which actually control the thought, which should be channelized, which should be forwarded. That is actually the function of mind, that is intellect. So ultimately brain and mind both work together to form or control the stress. So 888 rules you are seeing here. So you need 8 complete hours for activities, works, whatever you are involved with, and 8 hours you need for home or family, or that is called self hours, that is to be enjoyed purely for your own purpose, like your hobbies, gym, movie, etc. You can go for excursion, you can go for some picnic, health, exercise, etc. You can manage this, which evolve your body as well as your mind, make you happy. And other 8 hours is purely for sleep. This sleep is required because ultimately you need to regain your body function for next 8 hours of activities. So generally if you control, this is becoming red, that is danger. So you need to maintain this. Now, fundamental of time management. Ultimately our topic is how to control the stress in the working culture, that is activities and work function, whatever the stress generated, how can we manage. See, time management. First is coming time management. Time management is like life management, because time is gone means everything is gone, and our life is in between the time only. Time management, there's 1, 2, 3 a circular function, means you have to analyze your work function like this, only whether I can do, can be done by other, or not required at all. That's why you have to segregate your works and go accordingly. You can manage your 24 hours of time a day through a healthy mind platter. A healthy mind platter you are seeing here, that is sleep time, that is physical time, focus time, connecting time, play time, downtime. You have to fragment your time. Like use focus time, you need to meticulously focus on the tasks or goal oriented way and take challenges that make deep connection in the brain. That is connecting time. When we connect with other people daily, that is called your connecting time. Play time, you know. Downtime means you are without any specific goal. Your mind is totally simply relaxing that time. Like this, you can split your time. This is the time I have actually split it. Like connection time 4 hours, focus time 8 hours, physical time 1 hour, play time. This focus time actually ultimately we are involving our work culture. Down relax time 2 hours, sleep time 8 hours. Okay, actually you can say our that is home time or personal time as their maintenance time, and other 8 hours which we involve to the work culture, that is called soul time, you can say, and other 8 hours is like discriminatory time. You can achieve other things also. Okay, likewise you split your time, that is healthy mind platter. Eisenhower matrix, second tool. It is Eisenhower matrix. There is 4 quadrant, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this 4th quadrant, you have to put the what is most urgent, what is the urgent, and what are the important, like this. If you see quadrant number of most important and most urgent, whatever the activity is most important, most urgent, you cannot avoid this. That is in quadrant 1. That is called reactive and pressing issues. It may generate more stresses. So you have to perform. It may generate stresses. But quadrant number 2 is plan. That's it. You have to do it. But you can plan here. Quadrant number 2, important but not so urgent. It is not so urgent, but it is important. So in that case, it is proactive, give more satisfaction, and you can have some relaxation. So you need to concentrate more of the time in the quadrant number 2. Quadrant number 3, this is urgent but not so important. So this is called misdirected. One can delegate jobs to other also in that case. Also can do as per wish. Not so stressful these jobs are. Okay, and then not important, not urgent. You can avoid this. This is called actually time waster. I will show 31 time waster. You can can avoid this time to manage your major part of activities. Okay. Next is energy management. Our business in 2000 sir. Okay. It is a man needs to manage his energy, not the time. So he has to adjust his energy. This energy means this is physical energy, spiritual energy, emotional energy, mental energy. You know, physical energy, you have to sleep well, exercise, drink plenty of water, eat healthy food, take regular breaks. For emotional energy, avoid negative emotion, transmit positive message to others. Mental, focus in one task only at a moment. Don't take so many heavy tasks together. Design and schedule for the next work also and prioritize them. Spiritual means focus on activities that keeps motivated. When possible, delegate activities, delegate quality of time to important things in your life like family, relaxation, hobbies, etc. Like this, you can manage your energy. Then there is a passive aggressive model. There is three things. One is passive, next is assertive, next is aggressive. What you want, that is called aggressive. That is actually more arrogant and manipulative decision, that is called what I want. And what other ones, if I looked at what other ones, that is called passive. So means you are too much lenient in that case. Here you are too much arrogant or too much dominant. Here you too much lenient. You have to be in between this, assertive. So you can satisfy yourself if you be in between these two. That is called proactive. So try to be assertive. So passive and aggressive model, how to avoid this? Don't copy the behavior, set clear expectation, call out the behavior, make room for dissent, encourage direct communication, practice mindfulness, face the fear of confrontation, practice assertive communication. This is the practice of communication. So likewise, if you are more assertive, you are more relaxive and your stress level will be reduced. Next tool is Pareto's 80-20 principle. In most of the cases, you say this Pareto has given a rule in 1895. When he has discovered that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the population. From this concept has come. In most of the organization, you find the 80% is works actually carried out by 20% of employees. I mean 20% of efforts is sufficient to grasp the 80% of result. So you have to select such a way that so that your 20% is giving 80% of pleasure, 20% of outsource being 80% of revenue, 80% was completed by 20% of employees, 80% of complaints coming from 20% of outsource. Likewise, this 80-20 principle is coming. Okay. Next one is saying the art of no. You know, you can't do everything. Don't undertake the things which you cannot complete. Remain consistent to your goals. The things you can do, only you have to take this. So for this you have to say, you have to relax your mind. So you have to say the no. This to stay productive and minimize stress, you have to learn the gentle art of saying no. But there is art. So you have to learn, you have to be clear of your vision, know the implication of saying yes, realize saying no is okay. Okay, it is not bad. Keep it simple, be respectful when you are saying no. The ways you can say no like this, there are so many ways you can. Direct you cannot, sometimes you cannot say that I cannot do. So you can use like this. no thanks, I have another commitment, unfortunately it is not good time, apologize but I can make it. So many idea, it is not good idea for me. There are so many format you can use. Now next I want to discuss the sunk cost fallacy. Sunk cost fallacy is another tool. Here the management or organization thinks so many money have been utilized, so many efforts have been utilized, so many time have been utilized, so we should not take the future course of action. The misconception, you make a rational decision based on the future value of the object's involvement and experience, but the truth is there, your decisions are tainted by the emotional investment you have already taken. For example, suppose you have to introduce paternity leave in your organization, you have to give 15 days to 1 month's leave to employee. In that case, you have to think so many amounts, so many times we have to lost, why should I do? But at the same time, you have to take the decision for the betterment of the employee, for reducing their stress. So you have to take the decision in the positive manner. That is called sunk cost fallacy. Don't cling to a mistake just because you have spent a lot of time making it. Okay, so this concept you have to take it as an organizational head. Last one is goal setting. Goal setting is very important. Whatever the activities you are doing day by day, you have to set a goal. See, there is a study by MBA student of Harvard University, 1979. It was said only 3% who have written their goals on daily basis, that net worth is higher than 97% combined together. Okay, so written goal is very important. Whatever you want to do particular day, you write down in a piece of paper, and what you prioritize them. You approach through how, what and why, what you are going to do, why you are going to do, how you will go do this. You make 3P's principle: present, positive, personal. Take the approach in present way, positive way, and take this my own the activities, so it will give you more satisfaction. Principle of SMART. SMART means let's say be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely. That way you can prioritize your job fragment. After framing the goals, we need to try to achieve them. The suggestive paths shown here, we need to visualize and prioritize them. Follow 4Ds principle. Do whatever you can do, delegate what you can delegate, delay or delete what you cannot do, you delete them. So you can also split the work as per daily, weekly, monthly basis. Likewise, you can set your goal and achieve them. Thank you. I think this is the chapter. I have discussed so many tools. It will be benefited for you. If you like it, please subscribe and share and put your valuable comments. Thank you.